New on Curiosity Stream. She was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on The Spy Who Stole the Atom Bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Today we toast 3 unidentified farmers from Gujarat, whatever, India. All right, so now one of these 3 men, they reached out to their local veterinarian after his buffaloes started acting, quote, strangely. He got a little worried because they started foaming at their mouths or struggling to keep their balance. So, among other things, the vet inspected the animal's water trough, and that's when he discovered what might be wrong. He observed that the water had a strange smell and was oddly colored. Well, upon further investigation, it was revealed that the source of the contaminated water was actually the reason that the buffalo were struggling. And the source of that contaminated water, it was moonshine that was leaking from the broken bottles that had been hidden in the water trough. See, this is the moonshine that the farmer and his 2 buddies had been distilling. The problem is this: in Gujarat, India, specifically there, making, buying, selling, or transporting alcohol is outlawed, and it's punishable with huge fines and possible prison sentences. Oof. And that's why all 3 farmers were arrested and over 100 bottles of alcohol confiscated. Wow. So to hide their illegal activity, they hid it in the water trough. The problem is either the corks rotted or some of the bottles broke. It was leaking into the water system. The buffalo are going over there, and they're drinking it like it's nobody's business because they're enjoying their buzz.
They're frothing at the mouth.
But as it turns out, the average person can't tell what a drunk buffalo looks like. But what we've learned is they have a hard time keeping their balance, they act strangely, and they foam at the mouth. So keep in mind, the farmer that called the vet because he's worried about his buffalo was one of the 3 that was distilling this. So now he and his 2 buddies are all going to jail. Damn. Because he was getting his own buffalo.
They busted
drug.
themselves.
What do you always say about your stash? If you're a drug dealer?
Oh, keep it separate?
Yeah. Don't take from your own stash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, don't get high on your own
That's
spot.
it, man. And they did. The buffaloes, they were getting drunk.
Well, you should have just been smart enough to know that's where you're hiding your alcohol. The buffalo's drunk.
Okay, thank you. That's the part of the story that bugged me. Is like, dude, you're the one distilling the alcohol. Your buffalo, not that you know that they're drunk, but before you call the vet and he does an investigation, wouldn't you at least say to your 2 buddies, hey, man, let's check that water trough because when they start an investigation, we got a lot of booze we need to have. Well, he didn't think that, and now he's in jail. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola!
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes a story a story. Hello, Matt. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola. All right, Matt, you understand how this here game is played?
I do.
Fantastic. So you know you have your choice of one of 3 stories. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
Interior decorating.
Interior decorating it is.
All right, here's your story. As the story goes, shocked doctors. They were left with only their imaginations for answers when they were confronted with an x-ray of a patient with a Toy Story doll lodged up their butt.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's right. Now, the x-ray actually owned this book, but the x-ray is one of 100 collected by the doctors behind the book, Stuck Up. 100 objects inserted and ingested in places they shouldn't be. It's a humorous and sometimes shocking book that takes a look at 100 real objects that somehow ended up in the human body. Again, I own the book. I bought it on Amazon. I have laughed at this thing for like 5 years. Anyway, psychiatrist Richard E. Drebin, he's an emergency room physician, says, look, he collected the x-rays with the hope that publishing them would make people less embarrassed or afraid to seek medical help for such incidents. Again, as an owner of the book, I can promise you, ain't going to make anyone less embarrassed. Anyway, the doctor stressed that the x-rays are 100% real, though the pictures are graphically enhanced so that it's easier to see the objects more clearly, including the Toy Story character. Now, the doll was successfully removed with emergency surgery, but the question that I pose to you is this: which Toy Story character was lodged in the patient's Hershey Highway? Was it Woody, Buzz Lightyear, Rex the dinosaur, in case you don't remember, or Mr. Potato Head?
With the shape and everything, it'd be easier probably to do Mr. Potato Head, depending on what accessories you have on him.
I would hope you pull the accessories off.
I have 2 kids, so I've seen Toy Story a million times, unfortunately.
Right there with you.
Ted, what are you thinking, bud? I know you're a Disney guy.
Woody.
Woody?
Yeah.
Ted's going Woody.
Woody's up there.
Okay. I'm going to go Buzz Lightyear. Because
Buzz
I think if
Lightyear?
it was a Mr. Potato Head character, they wouldn't identify it as a Toy Story toy. They would identify it as just Mr. Potato Head. So that's the only reason. And plus, if I'm going to stick something back there, it's going to be Buzz Lightyear. He's got like a thing over his head, so it seems like it's smooth. You know
He's
what I'm
also
saying?
got wings, bro.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
That could open up in your area. I'm going to go with Ted and go Woody, just because I want it to be.
Okay.
Make sure you share that with your kids.
That's part of it.
Final answer, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to find out
Woody, final answer.
what the toy was. Was it Woody, Buzz Lightyear, Rex the dinosaur, or Mr. Potato Head? Next.
That was a tease.
New on Curiosity Stream, he allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimate.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy, an obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Back to the conversation. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Categories interior decorating today on Profile This. Doctors, they were shocked by seeing some x-rays of things that people had in their backside. In this case, the picture was a toy that was lodged in someone's anus. And it was a Toy Story character. So not that a toy wasn't up there, we already know that. The question is, what Toy Story character did someone put in there? Was it Woody, Buzz Lightyear, Rex the dinosaur, or Mr. Potato Head?
No matter what, it's a horrible answer. By the way, the name of the book, as many people were asking, it's called Stuck Up. 100 objects inserted and ingested in places they shouldn't be. Just put in Stuck Up. Go to like Amazon Books, dude. It will show up.
You can find it.
You can find it. All right, so Matt, that is a question we posed to you. By the way, I do recommend the book. It's very cheap, but very funny. We asked which Toy Story character. Now, you agree with D. Ted Smith that it was Woody. I'll assume without the hat on. No one would do that to Woody.
I wanted it to be
Dear
Woody.
God, you wanted it to be Woody. It was not Woody. And Miles, you went with Buzz Lightyear.
I did just because he's got that smooth head.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what you want.
Here's the thing.
So that's the Beyond.
So, you're right. He just wanted to go to infinity. He didn't know what Beyond was. But in the X-ray book, and I've seen this, and now the doctors pointed out, the problem they had after they put Buzz Lightyear up there, it depressed the button and his wings. Seriously, the wings popped out. So when you look at the X-ray, it is Buzz Lightyear with the wings extended. So now you've added probably another 6 inches of width.
It's like it dug its hooks in.
It dug its hooks in, and that's why they had to do surgery to get it out. So I think they probably could have removed it themselves, but then the wings popped, and Buzz Lightyear was in the black hole, so to speak.
Good times. Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today, the Jimmys.
Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel.
Remember, Kimmel has some guest hosts.
Correct. That's right.
Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers.
Ted Smith.
Okay.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It's right there for you in the title. All these guys have teams of talented writers and help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom? Or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
The Olympics are about 2 weeks away, and America's fastest woman, Sha'Carri Richardson, will not compete in the games. She was suspended because she tested positive for marijuana, which is considered a performance-enhancing drug. Marijuana doesn't enhance your performance at all, unless you're taking down a bag of Doritos.
Kimmel substitute.
Yeah, Wanda Sykes.
So the Olympics are about 2 weeks away. America's fastest woman, Sha'Carri Richardson, will not compete in the games. Sha'Carri was suspended because she tested positive for marijuana, which is considered a performance-enhancing drug. Marijuana doesn't enhance your performance at all, unless that performance is taking down a bag of Tostitos.
I changed it to Doritos, because that's what I would do.
Personalized touch.
Right? Sha'Carri Richardson has been left off the United States Olympic team because she tested positive for a performance-enhancing drug. Marijuana? This is crazy. She's a sprinter, not a power napper.
Fallon. Wanda Sykes again.
Ted Smith!
Ted Smith!
Sha'Carri Richardson has been left off the USA Olympic team for a positive test for drugs, and the drug in question was marijuana. Left off the team for weed? But the good news is she signed a new endorsement contract with Arizona Iced Tea.
Fallon.
Yeah, Fallon.
Smith!
I spent 2 hours today taking a poll to figure out what's the stoner drink.
Oh, you came up with Arizona Iced Tea?
We can't write. The writers helped out a little bit of that. Had to call in an extra writer. Yeah, because I was like, you know, there's
used
like
to be Hawaiian Punch, but that's not really
Hawaiian
popular
Punch,
anymore.
right? I was thinking
We've moved on.
Yeah, we have.
Like soda's easy. I was going to say Sprite, and then it's like, Ted, you like Sprite.
Chocolate milk.
I do
man.
find it insane. Like, look, if you want to say, hey, for the U.S. Olympic team, we just don't like weed, that's one thing. To call it a performance-enhancing drug removes all credibility from your ability to understand exactly what performance enhancement is based on the sport they're playing.
Right, and like this weekend, you got some UFC coming up, and I don't know if you saw this, but the Nevada State Athletic Commission, they're like, we're going to stop punishing people for weed.
Right.
It ain't helping you in a physical fight. It's not helping you run faster. Now, if you can still do that while you're stoned, you're really, really good.
Yeah.
But I've never smoked weed and thought, man, I want to get in a fight, right, and fight the best I've ever fought. And I've also never thought to myself, brother, I bet you I can run to the end of my driveway and back faster than I ever have now that there's weed coursing through my veins.
I would just say, and to her credit, like I read a good article today on Bro Bible. Like, to her credit, right, 2 days later, she's on national TV on the Today Show going, look, like, I don't know if she said it, but like her biological mother had passed away. She's like, look, I smoked it. I shouldn't have. Like, this happened, right?
Yeah,
As
sure.
compared to, say, like, Bob Baffert, who was cheating with horses and was like, no,
Yeah,
somebody peed on the hay.
But that horse was actively running with steroids in its system. And
Those
if
are
you-
steroids.
Yeah, and if you have steroids, like anything else, when you do perform, they're going to be beneficial to you. But with marijuana, you could have smoked that 3 weeks ago. It's not like you're going out and playing hoops high or you're running high or whatever. It was like
Right.
3 weeks ago, you got high, but it's still in your system. But that doesn't mean that
you're stoned.
right then.
And if
know
you
what I mean?
are,
Like-
you didn't win that race.
No, yeah.
That's when you know she's is stoned.
If
When
you
you
get-
like, man, she's usually faster
if
than
they
that.
test you that day and you're higher than a kite when you race, they're going to be like, oh my God, like, that's a problem because you're not going to be able to run a peak performance.
You want to go do sprints? I'm like, no.
Nah, man.
Hell
Right,
no.
exactly. Nah, I'm not feeling that, bro.
All right, we all know Joe Exotic,
Yeah, we sure do.
the Tiger King. Tiger King.
He's still in jail.
He's going to be in jail for a while, dude.
Okay.
I mean, remember, he's not in jail for mistreatment of animals. He's in jail for trying to
hire a hitman.
Hire a hitman to murder that damn Carol Baskins.
Yeah, that's
which I shouldn't
problematic.
say it that way. It's just the way he says it. So anyhow, but on his official website, he has a new thing called Bachelor King.
Oh, God.
Men interested in being Joe's next romance must be 18 and fill out an application. The top 3 winners will receive a 3-night, 4-day, all-inclusive paid getaway with Joe once he's released for
I was going to say,
prison.
right, you're not going to put this person in jail, are you?
But that's still all expenses paid. I mean, it's not like it costs Joe Exotic any money to be there.
That is a good point.
I'm just saying, like, you get 3 square meals, you get your own bed. It's all expenses paid. It's also prison, but still.
Basically, here's his whole thing. He's like, I've been in prison. It's been horrible, this and that. Like, I plan on getting out and having a love life and this and that. But, like, Joe Exotic, too, like, I mean, there can't be that much time left on this one.
What do you mean?
Well, first
as
of all,
far
like,
as
the Tiger King would have been somewhat interesting. But if you don't have a worldwide pandemic, like, I never would have watched that show.
Yeah, you know what?
But
You're
I was
absolutely right.
I was in my house quarantined for 2 weeks. Like, I couldn't do anything. So it was like...
Yeah, the timing on that was good for them.
It was ideal.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have I think it just would have been one of those ones that was kind of there. Because even some of the dating shows I kind of watched, I was like, this one's cool. But, like, the pandemic's over. Like, things are opening up.
Back to normal.
Right, back to normal. So, right, so it's
Shows.
like, right, like, I'm not watching that stuff anymore.
Hell no.
And sports is back.
That's
is
a
massive
big
deal.
difference,
Remember the
man.
first few months of the pandemic, there was no sports.
Yeah.
So I'm saying with Joe Exotic here, I'm like, man, like, his attorney says he feels positive he'll be released by the end of the year.
Because that's what attorneys say, of course.
Right. I don't feel positive in that. I doubt it.
You haven't exhibited any kind of behavior or any mental aptitude for any judge to feel that it's a good idea to release you from prison.
I mean, he's in jail. Shouldn't he be able to date pretty easily?
Yeah.
I think even those guys are like, man, you're an idiot.
Right. Well, and he is currently married, but that guy's like, I don't know if I want to keep.
You don't.
Yeah. You don't. Right. I think look, I think that's, like it's always kind of funny. I have Tiger King socks somebody bought me. But at the end of the day, like that dude was bad.
Yeah.
Right? Like some of those, like the one guy that had all the missing teeth, I think it was John, like his first husband or whatever. He's like, yeah, I was just kind of methed out the whole time. I didn't really know what was going on. Like he's not even dating dudes anymore.
Right. You sound disappointed.
I can't. I'm like, all right, yeah. I mean, people do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you married a dude. He's like, I'm not sure I'm into it. It was just the meth. Like, I don't know if that's a sales pitch or against meth.
If you ever want to kick the tires on something new, meth.
Let's see. Jeopardy. We all know Final Jeopardy is pretty tough. Mm-hmm. Of all the thousands, I bet I've watched 1,000 episodes of Jeopardy.
Sure.
I think I've gotten 2 right in my life.
All right.
And one was on like Teen Jeopardy.
That's
and the
exactly
other
where
one
I'm
was
going.
legitimate. I mean, honestly.
And I want to say, like, if you get a Final Jeopardy right, like I know us, or at least me, I'd come into work, be like, hey, got Final Jeopardy right.
They're supposed to be the level of what was it, 1,000 or more level question. So, like, if you start with the category, it's 200, 400,
right,
600. Well, the Final Jeopardy questions are supposed to be
like
1,000
more
or
expensive,
more expensive than
right. Because Double Jeopardy, you got 2,000.
Yeah.
So by Final Jeopardy, that should be a $4,000.
Exactly. Right.
Let's be honest. You would not come in and say, I got the Final Jeopardy question right. You would come in and be like, it's through what 18th century Baroque art? Like, what do you? What are you talking about, man? Do you know the answer? Do you know the answer? Because I know the answer.
Typically, you pick your category.
Then I qualify it. Well, I got it right last night.
Right.
So some are saying, is this the easiest question ever? The category was college and universities.
All right.
And, oh yeah, thank you. The clue is, in 2019, this public university attempted to trademark the word "the" for using on clothing and hats.
Ohio State.
Mm-hmm. Well, you would have got that wrong. The answer is the Ohio State.
Oh, the Ohio State.
I would have to say
There's only one "the."
Oh, I see.
It's Ted Smith.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
it's easy if you know sports. Well, one thing that we see a lot on Jeopardy, and this is not, a lot of times it fits the stereotype. They will ask a question in sports that to me seems remarkably obvious, but I realize because I watch sports, a lot of those cats that are up, they don't. So I mean, they. But
it was also a massive news story like 2 years ago.
It was.
Everybody got it right.
Okay, everyone got it right, but I would say a lot of times for some of this Jeopardy, it's a big news story. It's everywhere, but like anything, right? The Kardashians were always in the news. Couldn't tell you anything about them. I don't care, right? So if it's something you just don't care, even though you see the headline, you go past it, you just don't remember. There's no reason for you to.
That girl from Longview had a good run. She was 7 episodes deep before the other night. So it's like there's another person from Washington State that actually did pretty well at Jeopardy for a while. I don't know if she was on that question. I think she was already done. But still,
right,
7 in a row is a pretty good run.
Yeah, she won almost $120,000.
Ooh, I'll be calling her for
Hey, baby.
I'm your cousin.
All right, she's an history instructor at Lower Columbia College in Longview.
Yeah.
Right. So she'll be back for the Tournament of Champions.
Oh,
we can
nice.
see that again. And hopefully she gets softball questions like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
New on Curiosity Stream, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
What if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. A Massachusetts man who said he was lucky after being hit by lightning clearly does not know the definition of the word lucky. Meanwhile, when you go fishing and accidentally shoot yourself in the chest, your day is going to be sucky. Police knock on door to tell homeowner their DoorDash driver was arrested, so, by the way, here's your food. Drunk Indian buffaloes are a thing, and the bootleggers making the hooch are now screwed. And a missing 12-foot python was found in a ceiling at a Louisiana mall. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
Top story, we got Louisiana, where a local mall had something important go missing. The mall features a zoo and aquarium that patrons can enjoy as they go about their day of shopping. But they recently had to close the aquarium and eventually the mall after their 12-foot yellow Burmese python could not be tracked down. Yay. After a long search, they did finally find the animal hidden in the wall and ceiling cavity of the mall.
Mm-hmm. See, man, I don't feel like you need, you got the mall attached to the zoo and aquarium.
Right.
Snake gets out, not awesome. I don't feel like you need to close the mall. I feel like if a lion gets out, you close the mall. A snake, because more than likely, it's going to go to a place that you're not going to go.
I think it's more for the safety of the snake. If it just shows up somewhere, man, people are not going to be happy to find that. You know, Ted's over there in the Levi's store looking at pants. Bam, there's a python staring him in the face.
I believe Ted goes to Lucky Jeans.
Oh, Lucky. Good
Come on,
brand.
man.
Lucky, sometimes Joe.
There you go.
Joe, never heard of that one.
Joe Jeans.
Joe Jeans? They're just called Joe Jeans?
Yeah.
It's just hanging over there with Jen and the Orange Julius.
Let's be honest, I'm at Nordstrom Rack.
Hell yeah, dude. They're fitting right.
That's why I have some of those brands.
Another news, a body cam video from an officer in Arkansas is going viral online. The video features the officer knocking on the door and asks for one of the residents inside. After she meets the officer, he explains, quote, "Your DoorDash guy got arrested, so I brought your food for you."
All right, that's a good story.
And he answered a second.
But it's such a difficult thing. It's like, that is a great thing for them to do.
Right.
But I know if the cop knocked on my door and asked for me by name, but I don't know him.
That's right. He doesn't live here.
I will take the pizza for him, but I don't know him.
But I feel bad for the DoorDash guy, but kind of respect that cop for being like, you know what, I'll take the food over.
The problem is that he didn't really soften it up at all. He didn't play delivery guy at all. It was, "Is Lori here? Are you Lori? You're Lori? Yeah, your DoorDash guy got arrested. Here's your food."
Yeah.
I took a slice of pizza.
That's right.
Call the cops.
Oh, man.
I told you, like, in a building, I had some cops, like knocking on an outside door and letting I was just like, do they teach you guys that?
Right.
We're just doing a welfare check on this person. Like, all right, do you have to be banging like that all the time?
Right.
It doesn't sound like welfare.
You're making me feel like I'm in trouble, man.
Oh, my heart dropped.
Right.
Because you know that sound.
I get you gotta get my attention, but hey, boss, can you just let us in real quick? We're trying to get upstairs. I mean, you don't have to be so stern with me. I'll let you in. Come on now.
Where are you going?
Hang on.
The worst I did was go to a party, and the apartment door had welts in it, right? From where the cops had been hitting it with the mag light the night before. And I remember going in there, and you're like, it'll be fine. I mean, 2 hours later, we're jumping over the balcony and getting a play. Why did we think this would be fine? It was obvious they had been here like the day before.
Dents from the mag light.
From the mag light.
That's a crime scene, Ted. Goodness gracious. Another story Ted can relate to. A video is making the rounds online of someone showing a totaled car. While blasting only in New York, the videographer shows the extent of the damage on the car in question, which has all of its windows blown out, the front end is caved in, and exposed engine pieces, but the topper of it all was the parking ticket that the total car was issued because it was parked too close to the hydrant. This car is absolutely undrivable. I don't know if it even had all of its wheels left. This thing was destroyed.
I wonder what happened to the car.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it just got into a bad accident. I think they got one of them out of there.
It's a pretty bad accident.
But the other one has just happened to be parked in front of a doggone hydrant. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, right. That's when I got my ticket. Like, come on.
What made yours worse is that your car was burned out.
Right. And they, you had to scrape away the fire extinguisher soot to put the ticket in.
Goodness gracious. Good times. We go to Missouri, where a man had a fishing accident. He ended up in the hospital due to injuries he sustained while fishing, and it wasn't a hook misplaced somewhere in his body. It wasn't anything aquatic creature did to him. It was the .357 Magnum bullet that he put through his chest in accident.
Jesus.
While fishing.
Damn.
He claims that he was, quote, messing with his pistol when it accidentally discharged. The hospital lists him in fair condition.
What you don't do is mess with it.
Right.
Right? You fire it or you store it. You don't mess with it.
Goodness.
And you're fishing.
Right.
Wait, why do you have a pistol with you? Like, was he on a boat?
Well, I mean,
He might have been on the dock.
If I'm fishing and I'm in bear country, if I got a .357, I'm bringing a .357. But that's it. So I'm not messing with it unless I need it.
You know what he was doing. He had the fishing pole in one hand,
I
the gun in the
know.
other. Got him! Bam!
You think he was pulling the Doc Holliday?
Yes! Doing the flippy tricks.
Yeah.
You think the fish looked up with a hook in his mouth? Clear your ass right.
Right? He's trying to hit fish with the butt of his gun.
Oh, damn.
That's how he knocks him out. A woman in Louisiana is the latest mugshot goodness we got. She was caught in a Walmart after she and an accomplice switched tags on both hats and shorts that she intended to purchase. She might have been able
She
to.
should not wear shorts.
She might have been able to be a little bit more conspicuous if she wasn't wearing a skin-tight cat suit with the word baby girl written all over it.
Yeah, if you're going to commit a crime, dress as plain as you can, man.
There's a reason why. I mean, there's not exactly a uniform for it, but it tends to be baggy clothing that kind of hides your body shape. They don't have a whole lot of labels on it.
You could wear a skin-tight suit if you want to commit crimes, but the Riddler still wore a mask.
Right.
There was a guy last year at a college football game. He was a bathroom attendant, right? Beats the living hell out of a guy.
It's an LSU, I think.
Yeah. All right. Well, he's wearing these obnoxious striped pants. So when they asked, what's the guy look like? He's like, he's the guy working here with the obnoxious striped pants. And he was the only one wearing those pants, not in uniform.
It took them about a second and a half. That guy?
That guy's not good.
And that is it for headlines with that. Mike Hawk is there.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for Bad Choice Friday and the exciting return of Tit versus the FCC.
Yes, indeed, it's all true. In the meantime, we almost be all out this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.